July 20th, 2012, another mass shooting has taken place. This is Nutnfancy running the Nutnfancy project. We are a headquarters of Sheepdogs here in TNP. This video will give my response to what went down early this morning in Aurora, Colorado. I'm going to ask first off, where were the sheepdogs in that theater? There were no concealed carry permit holders there. There were no off-duty police officers there armed. Every time I hear about one of these mass shootings, I am just mystified. Flabbergasted that not one of us is in there to stop the killing of these psychopaths. Unbelievable. This video will add on to my body of work that I've done here in TNP for the last 4.5 years, talking about these mass shootings, talking about an armed response to stop the killing. The other videos you should look up if you're new to TNP would be the concealed carry protocol, obligation of carry, let's see, close to engage, talking about the mass shootings that were taking place then at Fort Hood, and then several other videos too, like the Sheepdog Concept, and this will go in line with that. Some of the concepts I will talk about here I've talked about before. Getting back to that complete absence apparently of sheepdogs in that theater. In the Sheepdog Concept, I talked about how as sheepdogs of society, that is responsible civilians, law-abiding citizens with great value systems, can save lives. They're good people with good judgment. They can step in very extreme circumstances like this when time is absolutely critical, when law enforcement has no opportunity to respond and people are just dying. Now I think in the years past when I've posted like close to engage, Sheepdog Concept, the concealed carry protocol, oh another one, fear no evil, that's another big video you should watch. Once in a while I'll read a comment, some guy will say, well, you know, as a civilian concealed carry permit holder, you have no right, legal or otherwise, to engage that mass shooter. Really? Really? So let's go back to that theater in Aurora, Colorado. And I'm going to talk about, this will probably go, I don't know how long, but I'm going to talk about some, some caveats there because there was some confusion. But let's say you have your gun there, and I don't go anywhere without being armed. For what? I've been a concealed carry permit holder since 1992. In every state I've lived in, my percentage of being armed is probably 98%. There are maybe 2% of the time I'm not armed because of where I'm going. I can't carry weapons there, and I too obey the law. Okay? So let's say you're in that theater, the guy comes in, starts shooting people in the face with a shotgun, later on an AR-15, and I think he had a Glock 40 or whatever with him. Doesn't matter. The tools of choice doesn't matter. He could use gas bombs, a semi-tractor trailer. Evil people will do evil things. Again, the video, Fear No Evil, I talk all about that. What are you going to do? Let's say you're in an opportunity to shoot, you're understanding the situation correctly. That's very important, like I've said before. You're just going to leave, or are you going to engage? Your life is being threatened, by the way. Well, I say engage. There's my Glock 26, my carry today, in a Galco Classic light holster. Would have been a great option to have in the theater. But apparently, if someone had a gun there, they chose not to engage, and 12 people died. There's like 59 injured. Probably some of those will die, because this is still July 20th, who knows? The death toll could climb on this. So back to the question, people who would criticize your decision to get involved in that very specific mass shooting situation. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about neighborhood patrols, going out being Rambo or acting like you are the police, because you're not. You're a civilian. I'm talking to my civilian guys right now, not my LE dudes. You know, you're going to have to use your own judgment, but I don't know about you, but when I look left and look right and I see people getting blown away with whatever type of weapon and they're innocent civilians and we're just sitting there minding our own business in a restaurant, in a theater, at a park, wherever, at a school, wherever. You know, yeah, I'm engaging. That guy's going down. I'm going to kill the guy. Flat out. To save lives. I can't abide it to watch people suffer like that. You know, how many of these are we going to have? Probably more. I've said all along, these will not stop. In fact, if they pass whatever legislation they want, we'll talk about that, they'll keep happening. Evil people will do evil things. That's just the nature of the world we live in, guys. We're not going to change that. Okay, we can't wave a magic wand to make evil people or psychotic people or mentally unbalanced people or people who have a vendetta, and on the list goes of what would prompt an individual to do this. We can't change it. They will just do what they do. Fort Hood, Virginia Tech, Trolley Square, Columbine. You know, Gabrielle Giffords down there in Arizona. On the list goes. The real deterrent, the deterrent that will stop this and save lives, is an armed response that is swift and sure and capable. That's what stops it. Not laws, not signs posted at your mall saying no guns allowed in here. That doesn't stop anything. That just makes a free fire zone. You know, does this theater have such a policy? I don't know. If it does, it's horrible. It, you know, could have contributed to the deaths of these people, because maybe there were some people that said, you know what, I'm going into a place, they say I can't carry my gun, I leave it in the car. Just like Suzanne Ingracia, was that her name? The councilwoman from Texas and the Lubies. She left her gun in her car because at that time, Texas state law didn't allow you to bring it in. So she didn't bring it in. Here comes this guy, drives through the wall, gets out of his pickup truck, starts shooting people in the head, including her parents right in front of her. She reaches for her snub-nosed .38, doesn't have it. Because she's law-abiding, and because of it, her parents died. You know, it's infuriating to me. Let's talk a little bit about preparations. I do my gear checks on you guys when I run into you, right? You know, we laugh, we kid around, we're lighthearted when we do this, and I razz you guys pretty hard, and also my crew members when I find that they're not prepared. But there's a very serious undertone to this, and it's a concept of the Nutnfancy project. You are a sheepdog. You need to go out of your house prepared for situations like this. Did any of those people who went to that Dark Knight movie think some dude would be coming in through the back door, popping smoke grenades or CS canisters or OC, whatever he was using, and start killing them? My answer is surprising. They should have. Because you live in an evil world, dudes. Be realistic. The amount of preparation is so painless to do when you integrate such an easy to carry and small firearm like a Glock 26, could be a PF9, you know, PM9, Ruger LC9, the list goes on and on. I spend a lot of time reviewing these guns for you guys so you can get your concealed carry system down so it can be comfortable and consistent and on your person when you need it. That's why I do my gear checks. Yeah, it's fun. We joke around. We kid each other. We're not prepared. I'm always prepared. Almost always. You're going to see a pistol of one sort or another with an extra magazine like that. You're going to see a tactical blade, Cold Steel Voyager. Varies day to day. And my system actually has non-lethal response too, like a Taser C2. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's very trim. Most people don't even know I have any of that on me. Doesn't mean I'm going out of the house paranoid. Doesn't mean I'm going out looking for trouble. I cannot overemphasize that. That you're not looking for trouble. You're praying it doesn't find you. But you have a system. You're prepared. You are a prepared individual. You have taken it upon yourself to be in charge of your own destiny. Okay, you're not like the sheep. Okay, the sheep depend on the government to help them. The government to keep them safe. How did that work in that theater? When I say the government, we could just say that umbrella includes private security, local police, and I'm sure the local PD at Aurora are just outstanding. But it's physically impossible for them to get there before people die. It just can't happen. People will be dead by the time they get on scene. It was that way in all the other shootings. You know, Columbine, Trolley Square, Virginia Tech. People are dead. Lots of people are dead. This guy's going in just shooting like crazy. You need to have a system, and you need to be consistent in how you carry that system. All the time. All the time. I ran into a TNPr at REI the other day. I said, dude, gear check. You know, he laughs. He goes, well, you know, I got a little knife on me. He had a little utility knife. Like, where's your gun? I said, first off, this is an important point. I said, are you concealed carry permit holder? He goes, yes, I am. The reason I say that's an important point, because if you, just with your own value system, the way you look at something, it's a very serious decision. Again, hearkening back to my obligation of carry, concealed carry protocol videos. Please look at those if you haven't seen them. They're foundational to the Nutnfancy project. And I said, are you? And he goes, yes, you are. I am. Some people aren't. They cannot bring themselves to take the life of another human being. Even in a situation like the theater in Aurora, Colorado, I can't even shoot a mass murderer. That's that individual's decision. I respect it. I can't really criticize. I can't say, well, you need to man up and carry a gun. Well, if you can't, you can't. But if he's a concealed carry permit holder, he's gone through the hassle of getting that permit. He's made that decision, as have you, if you're watching this video and you fall in the same category. So I say, where's your gun? Ah, it's in the car. And I'm like, dude, seriously? I mean, how many gear checks have you seen me do on TNP? You got to be ready. What if a guy comes in here? I guess I'm saving your life. I raised my shirt. That day I had a Kel-Tec PF9 with a 9-round magazine in it. Extra mag. Tactical blade. You know, he's laughing. Laughing, but my job is to prevent death. What we are as sheepdogs are good people. We're not psychotics. We're not paranoid. We're average, ordinary, everyday citizens when we talk about civilian sheepdogs. Law enforcement officers are actually average, everyday citizens doing a job. They're just like you and I. They wear a badge. They're doing it the best they can. In Trolley Square was an off-duty police officer that killed that guy. In Colorado Springs, it was an off-duty security officer, female variety, that shot that one dude. She saved lives. She was functioning as a concealed carry permit holder that day. We're good people. These devices do not corrupt us, media. Okay, here's my official response to the media when they start spinning this thing for their own political expediency. A gun does not corrupt an individual. I don't care if it's an AK-47, AR-15, semi-automatic, riot shotgun, whatever you want to call it, and whatever label you want to put on it. It doesn't. An evil person and a mentally unbalanced person has all kinds of ways to hurt people. All kinds of ways. I've talked about that so much. Dangerous things. They're out there. So as we arm up, you know what governs this Glock 26 when I'm wearing it? My value system, which I feel is pretty strong. My judgment, which I feel is pretty sound, just like yours. Just like the huge majority of concealed carry permit holders. Great judgment. Do we have problems here and there? Sure. Humans are humans. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, but by and large, they're a very small percentage, statistically speaking. Amazingly small. Someone who's going to go through the process of being fingerprinted, going through background checks, as most states require, to become a concealed carry permit holder. These people are generally good people. And they're people I wish that would have been in that theater this morning. Sheepdogs. Protecting society, protecting themselves, and in extreme circumstances, maybe protecting you because you forgot your gun. Oh my gosh. Now expect the media to just spin off on this. I've talked about this so many times, about how they're going to just spin off for political expediency and make this into some big push for more gun control, for more protectionist agenda. They're going to paint you and me, the gun owners of America, the law-abiding gun owners of America, as evil, that we are corrupt because we put on a holster, because we put on a tack vest, or whatever type of equipment you want, that we're evil, that we're to be feared, we're the bad guys, right? Forget that. Don't buy off on it. You know, I guess this guy went into the theater. He was dressed up to the T's. I don't know what he had on. You know, was he tactically armored up? Body armor, they said he was. He had multiple guns, a lot of ammunition. Remember, the protectionists are going to want to use that to strip you of your gun rights. They don't care about your value system. They don't trust your value system. You need to understand that. They do not trust you. They think that you can and will be corrupted by this, by a weapon. The mere fact that you have a weapon, you are a threat to society. So expect in the following weeks, perhaps months, this will become a political spin job against all gun owners. They might even go into YouTube and pull clips from the Nutnfancy project and from other gun channels and use those clips to portray how out of control the American gun owner is, and how this huge gun culture, you know, somehow pushes this craziness out into the world, and because it's out there, then people are more apt to snap. It's total nonsense. It's garbage. You know, that guy, what's his name? James Egan Holmes. His life is done. Done. You know, he made his decisions. And honestly, I don't care who the guy was. Med student, not med student, white, black, Mexican, purple, Martian, don't care. He went into a theater, he killed innocent people. I don't care what his message is. And if the media concentrate on any kind of message this guy has, it's wrong. Because what they're saying, then let's say his message is that the price of video game consoles is too high. It's laughable, but let's just assign that. Okay, so when they go into his apartment, they see all these notes. He's like, I'm killing these people because I'm really trying to make a statement, get everybody's attention. The media needs to ignore whatever messages he sent. Because if you pay attention to them, you just validated what he did. That you gave him what he wanted, and that is to get the world's attention and to make a statement, albeit at the expense of his own life. That's what he wants. Forget it. I'm just saying, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just weird, psychotic. There's guys out there like that. They will portray us as the enemy because of this. You remember in the Sheepdog Concept when I springboarded off Lieutenant Colonel Grossman's, you know, his concept of the sheepdog, how we are hated by the sheep. The sheepdogs are hated by the sheep. In the following weeks, you're going to see this. That you, as a concealed carry permit holder, as a gun owner in the United States of America, perhaps even as a law enforcement officer, we've even seen that. The cops cannot even do their jobs because they're so constrained by political correctness. You'll be portrayed as the enemy. That you are the threat. That the YouTube gun owners are the threat to society. Whoa, these guys are running around with tack gear. What are they practicing for? Well, maybe we're practicing for without rule of law, which sometimes you cannot ensure. In the days to come, we'll see WROL for sure. Heck, there was WROL in the theater this morning, wasn't there? When a guy's there, you know, just shooting people in the face with a shotgun at will, isn't that WROL? Pretty much. And on micro level, it totally is. You're not the enemy. You're the foundation of a free America, I say. You're the foundation of a safer America. Again, the answer is not less guns, not legislation that supposedly makes people feel good. Let's just say arbitrarily. Okay, so how are we going to... I'm pretending I'm a protectionist right now. Arbitrarily, how are we going to prevent this in the future? Okay, no guns in theaters. We're going to post signs. We're going to do a security guard hired 24/7. Let's just say they really go out. So there's one posted at each entrance, each exit, so that your ticket price jumps up to, I don't know, $22 a piece now. Okay, so now the movie theaters probably go out of business. You can watch them online anyhow, right? All types of unintended consequences, and in the end, it doesn't do anything. You know, and it's like we're playing whack-a-mole. You know, oh, now with theaters we need to protect. Oh, it was the airports we need to protect. And off we go, running around, the protectionists trying to prevent it in the future, when the real answer is encourage CCW, make that individual responsible for his CCW use and decisions. That's just normal. You've chosen to carry weapons, so You know, you're answerable how you use that. Free it up. Free it up. Say, if I was a president of a university, I would never post a sign, you know, do not carry a weapon on my campus. I would never. I don't know if I'd post signs of saying, hey, please carry weapons on my campus. I wouldn't do that either. I'd just let permit holders do their business and pray that if a Virginia Tech kicks off, I have a concealed carry permit holder there to save lives. That's what we're talking about, saving lives. Your own, those of your family, your wife, your girlfriend, your children. My wife is out running errands right now. Does she have her gun on her? I hope so. Sometimes she goes outside without it. That's a family argument in and of itself, let me tell you. Just because you're armed as a CCW guy or gal doesn't mean you're going to save the day either. You could just very easily be shot. Same in that theater. That theater was confusing, I got to tell you. And I'm not going to say that I'm like Joe Hero and I would have done it and, you know, just lickety split. You have to assess the situation. What's going on? I think the theater goers thought it was part of the movie. They're like, oh, cool, the theater's doing something. You know, 20 minutes in, does it make sense? No. That they start smoke canisters, you know, OC canisters going off? No. You got to use good judgment. And then when they see, you know, shots going off, people getting killed, then your decision's made for you. I think, which also gets back to this, we're talking about the confusion in that situation. Let's talk about your system. We have our pistol, we have an extra magazine, maybe we have a tactical blade. How about a light? Do you have a light? Because that theater's dark. Today, what do I have on me? ProTac from Streamlight, and it's pretty bright. Been bright enough to identify that guy out to 20 yards or so, if it's pitch black. System, saving lives. That's what I'm talking about. Now, when incidents like this go down, we need to stand in solidarity as gun owners. I don't care if you're a shotgunner, trap, skeet, tactical gunner, defensive gunner, competitor, 22 steel challenge shooter. We all are gun owners and we stand in solidarity. We just don't accept from the media their portrayal of us as the enemy. We don't accept it. Statistically, it's just ridiculous. Out of all the millions and millions of gun owners, and for that matter, permit holders that walk around daily armed, we never have incidents like this from them. You know, if later on he comes out and this guy's affiliate of this, affiliate of that, he's watched, let's say they say, well, he's watched this YouTube channel. So, he still made his own decisions. You know, if someone watched my YouTube channel and they go, oh, I'm going to do that, and, you know, go out and do this, I'm like, where would you get that message? Seriously. From your psychotic brain. That's where it would come from. Again, it's not the device, or for that matter, the media, that individual would choose. Whether it's a violent video game, a movie, nothing can justify the actions of mass murder. He's making his own calls. You know, Colorado's not a free fire zone, as far as I know. I said that at the beginning of the video. There should have been a sheepdog in that theater. Should have been a sheepdog. Maybe it was 3 killed. You know, maybe the media is to blame for this too, because there have been people who have intervened and saved lives. And what do? They sweep that story under the rug and they do not cover it. Well, we can't let this get out because then other people would be carrying guns. Then other people might save lives. They don't say that last part, but I guarantee you they say the first part. And so the real solution to the problem is force on force, just like it is between nations. Force on force. So you have a strong nation with a big military, it's flexing its muscle and wants to do this to the other nation. The other nation's going to do what? You know, well, we're just going to, you know, talk about it. Détente. Well, unless you have a strong military too, it just don't work that way. At least not in the course of human history it didn't. Not for Britain against Germany in the 1930s. It didn't work that way. Same between people. Force on force. If you look at all these mass shootings, Fort Hood, Virginia Tech, Trolley Square, Columbine, maybe not Columbine because they killed themselves, and in some others they did too, but usually, Colorado Springs is a good example. A gun kills them. How about Fairchild Air Force Base, 1994? That's a great example. Off-duty SP closes with that mass shooter, got a MAC 90, drops down with his M9 service pistol, couple of shots from the knee, shoots him right in the head, 75 yards. Force on force. Sorry, that's the realities of the situation right there. And the answer is not less guns, but more guns in the hands of good people, which is the vast majority. Good people. How's your NRA membership looking? You should be a member of NRA. Hands down. You want to be GOA? Be GOA. Be both. If you have the money, definitely be NRA. They have the clout, the numbers to fight the attacks that will come out of this and future mass shootings. And you can bet your bottom dollar it's coming. Contribute to NRA ILA. Generously. This is a campaign year. Obama gets reelected. We'll wait to see what his anti-gun agenda will be, but I'm pretty confident it's going to be very aggressive. Lame duck president, nothing to lose. He'll harken back to the shooting and go, well, you remember what happened in Aurora, Colorado. For the good of society, we're going to do the following. Everybody in America, register your guns. And we're going to pass a law that we do background checks, a new background check on you. That if you have anything in your medical records that we think might lend itself to an Aurora incident, sorry, but we're taking your guns for the good of society as we implement statism in the United States of America. And don't act like it ain't coming. If you think that, you're very naive. To summarize, blow off the messages the media is going to spin. Write your local paper and represent gun owners in a good light when something like this happens. There's a huge number of Americans that are on the fence. They won't know. They'll be swayed by the media. Well, yeah, guns are bad. We really should make them, very difficult to obtain. Maybe we should license them. License every individual owner of a gun. You start licensing, then you just allow the government to say yes or no to your gun ownership. Hey, we don't think you should own a gun because, well, you're a libertarian or whatever. You're a Republican. They won't come out and say that. Could do it. I've seen that happen with concealed carry permit sheriffs. California, I have some buddies try to get a permit and they just, nah, forget it. We're not going to approve that. The guy mentioned he was an NRA member and the sheriff across the table was like, what? No. He hit it, but they don't like it. A lot of them don't. Then they're going to portray us as the enemy. Prepare for it. We're not the enemy. We're the answer. We're the answer. For once, I want to be able to see one of these mass shootings go down the right way. Mass shooter walks in. He shoots 2 people. Concealed carry permit holder answers in kind. Kills the guy. Dead. How many lies did he say? I don't know. 20. Treat him as a hero. Treat her as a hero. That's what the media should do. And publicize that when it happens, because in whack jobs like this dude, Jim Holmes, they'll watch the television news and go, huh, I have a high percentage of getting blasted by a sheepdog, a civilian. Maybe I'll go do something else. I'll go drown myself. Or whatever he does. Whatever's going on in his mind. I'm going to wrap it up. Fear no evil because we are prepared. We are the sheepdogs of America. We are good people. We're not paranoid. We're not looking for trouble. We're living our lives. We're doing what we normally do. We're going to movies. We're eating out. We're working our jobs. We're being family people. But we realize there is evil out there. Just like we saw in Aurora, Colorado today. There's evil. How are you going to answer that evil? You're going to bury your head and pretend like it isn't there, like all the theater goers apparently did that night? Hey, let's go watch a movie. Roger that. Wait, I got to put my gun on. That's a conversation that happens at my house. I go armed. Tactical Doodle's always armed. Especially in a theater, anywhere there's a large group of people just waiting, I'm living in yellow. I'm watching what's going on. Not expecting it, but I'm aware. I hope you are too. feel bad for those people. I do. My heart goes out. This is the headquarters for the Sheepdogs of America. Actually, the world, the Nutnfancy Project. Responsible civilians, law enforcement officers, keeping society going, ensuring rule of law. Do your part. This is Nutnfancy.